What is it like to be a hostage coming home after you spend so much time away from home, wondering if you would ever get back home? Who better to ask than Kevin Hermening? Of course, you will remember him, the Marine veteran, a former 1979 Tehran, Iran hostage. What this gentleman went through, along with all of his colleagues, they got home. But man, what a back and forth that was. You know, Kevin, I was thinking of you when I was seeing this release today and this swap, and there were always, people questioning what was behind the swap. Did it really have to be done this way? The half-full glass is that a lot of Americans who were held and others are now free. Some of the others that were traded in the bout of Vladimir Putin, that obviously causes concern. But what are they in for now, particularly the Americans coming home?
Well, I think among other things, we want to not only be celebrating the freedom of these men, but also remembering the other gentleman who is still yet to be freed. And I believe the president that he is working and his team working tirelessly to free the other one. We can't forget, of course, the 8 men, the 8 Americans, more than just 8 total, but the 8 Americans who still are being held prisoner over in the Gaza Strip by Hamas. But, terrorists almost always get the win, right? Terrorists get the win, or dictators get the win, because the United States, we are very much a people who, because of our faith in general, we want to protect human life. We want to do what is necessary. And so now these guys are back, and they're going to be spending some alone time, certainly with their families. You folks in the media are going to want to interview them, find out about their treatment. But when you are wrongfully held, you're going to have a whole bunch of pent-up anger and disgust, a sense that, why did it take so long, and what was being done to get you out?
And it was sanctioned in your case by a government, much like we see in the case of Vladimir Putin, was by a government, by the leader of that government. It's very different when it's that. I mean, at first it looked like crazies taking you guys hostage. And then we found out we had the full blessing of the Ayatollah Khamenei, the guy in charge. So that kind of changes everything, doesn't it?
It does, and of course, when the Ayatollah took over and the more secular government of Iran fell the day after we were captured, it became a very real situation. Because in our situation, at least, we were at an embassy. We were supposed to have been on sacred ground. Under international law, it's supposed to be the host government that protects the citizens from another country. Just like in the United States, all of the embassies in our country are located in Washington, D.C., and there is a small security detail at those embassies, but let's face it, it's really the host country that is responsible for protecting the citizens, and the Iranians didn't do that for us.
I remember very well what you and your colleagues were going through, Kevin, at the time, and what surprised me, again, at the time, was what it has set off since. That it all of a sudden became not out of the usual course of events, where a government and those loyal to it or those who are dominating it can intervene in this way and take hostages and try to extract concessions. Now, we've seen this countless times since. Yours was a unique case, to be sure. But the genie's out of the bottle now, and terrorists and bad guys know it, right?
Well, I think that's true. I mean, you've got to exhibit strength as a nation, but let's face it, the United States, ever since 1979, and really with few exceptions, if any, our administrations in the United States have been more humane in their approach to trying to negotiate rather than being tough. With those individuals or those countries, those organizations that are holding the American hostages. We can't forget about men like William Higgins, who was actually killed, or Leon Klinghoffer, who was thrown off of a ship in the Mediterranean Sea by Hezbollah. Right? These guys never made it back. Their families missed them every day.
You're quite right. It could have a very different ending. But could I ask you something in terms of what you went through? And I just can't fathom it, and what these hostages coming home are likely to go through. They're being given wide latitude for anything they need. But what do you think they're in for?
Well, it's quite an interesting scene when you come back and you haven't had the opportunity to visit a grocery store and now you have an unlimited supply. I mean, the world changes very, very fast, right? We were there for 14 and a half months. Some of these guys have been there for a very lengthy time. Their families are their first care. They've been worrying about their families, who's paying the bills, how are they getting along, is their
Sure.
spouse, are their children going to remember them when they come back? I was fortunate. I was very young. I was only 20 when we were 21 when we were captured. And I think the younger you are, the easier it is to adapt to being free. But what they are going to have to do now is look for a cathartic opportunity, perhaps going and sharing their experience with church groups or civic organizations, something to that effect. For me, it was the Marines helped. The Marine Corps helped me with that, speaking at high schools across Wisconsin and at other organizations and groups across the Midwest.
I remember you were a very young man when you were captured and a very young man leaving, but I think the years were added to you after that. You had the disposition of someone much older and sadly much wiser as a result. But I just cannot imagine, Kevin. So thank you very much for sharing all of that with us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.